Hello guys, and welcome back to today's study group session. And this is week 14 study group. And before we begin the session, here are some group learning agreements. Not all applies, but there are some that still apply. For example, be present and engage and respect people's stories and contributions and be prepared. And remember to take notes and invest your time into learning. So before we begin, the Wise Scholars Program's vision is to elevate people's growth mindsets so we all achieve higher ambition. And our mission is to guide first-generation high school students so they will pursue and obtain a college education. So remember, our purpose of our study groups is 1, to increase your connection with other wise scholars, 2, to improve your students' success skills, and 3, guide you to practice your growth mindset. So to prepare for this lesson, I would ask for you to open your YSP journal and take notes because it will be important for you to finish your assignment later on. I hope you finish your assignment later on. So this session is about developing your resilience. So this session will be successful if we gain a better understanding of what resilience means and 2, start assessing your resilience and areas to build your resilience. That's a lot of resilience. So before we begin, I would like to define what resilience means to you guys. So a modern definition of resilience here is advancing despite adversity. Advancing means goal orientation, where you work towards your visions or your goals, and while you're being proactive in everyday challenges. So to put it into a more formal definition, it is the process of adapting well in the face of adversity, trauma, tragedy. Threats are significant sources of stress, such as family and relationship problems, serious health problems, or workplace and financial stressors. It basically means to bounce back from difficult experiences. So based off this definition, what comes to your mind when we are talking about resilience? I would like for you guys to put some ideas and some bullet points in your Y journal because this will help you with your assignment later on. And then the second one is, what role does resilience play in our daily lives? You can also put some bullet point down into your YSP journal. And the third question is, how will increasing your resilience help with your success as a student? Also, please write that down. That is also part of the assignment. And the last question, or the last thing we're going to talk about, is share a time when you displayed resilience to get through a challenge. It could be something small, it could be something big, but you just have to display resilience. And remember, resilience means to bounce back despite obstacles or difficulties in your way. Remember to write that down in your bullet journal, in your YSP journal. Okay, so now that you guys have written down your bullet points, I would ask for you guys to take the resilience survey. It should look, just type this in, resurvey.wisescholars.org. And then it should look something like this. You just have to click start, you put your name in, and then you just answer the questions. It should take around 5 to 10 minutes. It shouldn't take too long. All right, and after you finish taking it, your results should look something like this. So they will give you a score and then they'll give you a quote on based off your score. So this is my test score. I got 40 and it says you are likely to view yourself as resilient. If your view is accurate and honest, you're likely to thrive in the face of challenges and can serve as a strong support and role model for other people. So now that you got your score and your results, I would ask for you to reflect answering these questions. It doesn't have to be complete sentences for now, but you could just jot down a few bullet points here and there, answering what aspects of resilience from the survey contributed to your score the most, and 2, when and where did you notice those strengths come into play? So what leads to more resiliency? Right here, they list a couple examples. So I feel like the most important one is to set goals with realistic expectations. Like every year we make New Year resolutions, right? But are they realistic. Like you say you're gonna wake up at 6 a.m. every day, but can you actually wake up at 6 a.m. every day for 365 days a year? It's gonna be difficult, but you can say like, I would like to wake up earlier by an X amount of time every day for X amount of days a week, right? And then the other ones are learning from your mistakes that I feel are really important, because once you learn from your mistakes, you know not to make it again. And the next time you go challenge yourself and try to achieve your goal, you will not make the same mistakes again, and it'll be an easier process. And there's some other ones right here, and you guys can identify yourself, like self-esteem, understanding and accepting your strengths and weaknesses, self-control, willingness to overcome difficulties rather than avoiding them, being optimistic with what's here to come, having social skills and being able to ask for help is a big part of resiliency. Like go to those office hours, go ask teachers for help. Those are all part of the social skills to ask people to help you. And the last, wait, not the last, but the second to last is ability to recognize their own emotions and those of others. Like sometimes when you have a goal and you just didn't achieve it, you can feel really frustrated, but remember that you can learn from your mistakes and you could overcome it by setting realistic expectations and then challenging yourself again to do it again. But remember that you could be frustrated at the time, but remember to not keep frustration or being sad from not being able to achieve your goal to avoid the problem. Okay. And the last one is problem solving skills. All right. So here's a picture of, if you guys read the Greek mythology of the guy who has to keep pushing the stone up the hill, that's also a good example of leading to more resiliency. And here's a meme. So it says, maybe I don't have to be so tough. Maybe I can be vulnerable sometimes. And then someone punches him to go back into his box. But the jelly says, you can't stop me that easily. I'm going to keep trying. So that is a perfect example of resiliency. And this is my contact information. You guys could email me, and I believe I'm in your Slack channel now. And that is it for today's session. Thank you very much.